There we go. Solar cells as far as I can see. Now, that's the first panel I did you saw me make. That one I worked out was a little over 25 watts. Possibly a lot more because the multimeter I was using only went up to a certain number of amps. And I did the mathematics and hey presto, I works out what it was. Now this one here is twice what that one over there is. Literally because you've got the same number of cells. Basically, that line, and that line is essentially the same as the 3 lines you see on that one there. Okay, so that's one panel in its own right, and then that's another panel in its own right, both together on the same board. Board is reclaimed wood. Okay, solar cells, photovoltaic cells, they are, as you can see, they're broken reclaimed photovoltaic cells. Now electrodes, 1 electrode, 2 electrodes. Okay, so that one and that one is for this one panel, and then we got another one there and another one over there. Don't know whether you can see that, which is for the second panel. So I can wire them up in series or in parallel as I see fit to create one 12-volt larger amperage panel, or one lower amperage but same watt 24-volt panel. That's the idea. And I got the plastic cover sheet over there, just got to cover it up, and then basically, hey presto, we're in business. So let me just put this into perspective for you. This panel plus that panel over there, total, we're talking about more than 75 watts, okay? So that 2 hours worth of that will be enough to keep one 10-watt energy saving light bulb going for 15 hours if you were to store the power in a good quality deep cycle battery. Okay, so I've got no problems about keeping illumination going in the winter, and that's just on the basis of 2 hours worth of solar. Think about that. Okay, if I had a full day's worth of solar going onto both of these panels simultaneously and all the power being stored in a good quality deep cycle battery, that would give me enough energy in terms of watt hours. It's not just a question of watt, it's watts times hour to create watt hours. Okay, to run my slow cooker for 3 to 4 hours, and thus to cook a steak stew for 3 people. 1 hour's worth of solar light falling on these panels direct will be enough for me to cook a meal for 1 in a microwave in terms of watt hourage. Okay, remember this is all talking about being stored in a good quality deep cycle battery. If I was to use grid tie inversion, it would pay that power back into the grid, thus cutting down my bills. So essentially it's a way of generating off-grid energy, it's a way of cutting down on-grid costs. Hope that's nice and clear for you. That's where it's standing at the moment. Just got to put the cover sheet on it, and then hey presto, we got solar. This is only the second panel, second full panel I've managed to create for myself. There'll be a few others and a few more forms of off-grid energy coming along on this channel. So keep donating, because you help me, because there's a real imperative to try and get this information out there. The more and more people who are able to do this, the better. I mean, okay, the government's got this scheme at the moment whereby they'll install you the solar for free and you can use the energy for free, but you've got to keep the panels on the property. Alright, so you can't take them with you. Now let's say I'm going to move house. Hypothetically, I'm going to move house. I can take my solar with me, and if I've got enough panels, I won't even have to go on the grid in the first place. Think about that. So that's my lighting sorted out, well, some of it anyway. That's some of my cooking sorted out. And I made these things myself. They're my property. I own them. No company's going to take them away from me. And there we go, energy. And this is energy made by a person who is on an income which is less than 1/2 of the national average income, and of course saving up like crazy through just eating rice and lentils so that I can have enough money put aside to get everything together. And I've still got a fair chunk of cells left, so I can probably make yet another panel with the cells I've already got, as long as I can get the reclaimed wood and I've got enough money to buy the Perspex cover sheet. Okay, and I've got loads of tapping wire left over, I've got loads of solder left over. Where is it? The solder's over there. I've got stuff. Man, I've got stuff. So, just do it. Don't just sit on your arse watching YouTube videos. Don't do that. Look into this stuff if you're a homeowner, or if you want to just start cutting down the quantity that you're spending then start getting into this stuff. I mean, think about it. Some people are worried about having the lights turned on these days. If you've got solar, you won't have that worry. Okay? It's that simple. God bless. Okay, now it looks a little different because we put the sealant around the edge. We've got the cover glass on top. You can see the reflection of the fluorescent light above. Okay, and there we go. Completed panel. I don't know if I can give you a better angle on that so you can see its size and magnitude. There you go. That's the fruits of my labor. Well, actually the fruits of my labor will be the power it'll provide and all the things I can power with it. Maybe if I'm carrying on making solar or making anything else and I'm using any form of power tools including just a soldering iron, maybe I'll be powering it all from solar. Think about that, huh? Let alone my TV, my computer and all that kind of stuff. That can all come off solar too in the end. It's amazing. Absolutely fantastic. It's all handcrafted using reclaimed materials. The only thing which is new in this, okay, is the actual tapping wire and the solder, the sealant, and the cover glass. Alright, everything else is reclaimed. So essentially this is the ultimate green thing. You know what I mean? Absolutely fantastic.